Alright everyone, I'm trying out a new camera mount. We'll see how this works. If you can't see anything, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can. I watch TikTok like everyone else, and I've stumbled into Spudman, guy on TikTok. He makes jacket potatoes. They seem interesting. I wanted to try making them, so here we are. I'm gonna make 3 versions of jacket potatoes today. I'm gonna make the classic beans and cheese, the tuna mayo, and a curry chicken. So let's just get started here. Get your oven preheating to 450 degrees, and then grab your potatoes. I'm making 3 different ones today, so I'm gonna need 4.5 potatoes. Spudman does a potato and a half per potato, which means to do 3 potatoes, I'm actually gonna need 4.5, so 5 potatoes. So we're gonna simply grab 5 potatoes here and some tin foil. I'm just gonna use spray oil because it's convenient. Nice haze. A little bit of salt. And then grab your potato, give it a quick wrap. Oh, that was a bad rip. That's a bad rip on the aluminum foil. Oh, this is even worse. Bam. 5 wrapped potatoes. I forgot to take the sheet trays out. This happens every time. I never learn. Oh, this is really hot. Just means I gotta move quickly. That wasn't quick at all. Grab your 5 potatoes and just throw them in the oven. 450 degrees, I'll see you in like 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so while these potatoes cook, let's work on making the topping. Spudman in all of his videos says he uses 80% sharp cheddar, 20% mozzarella. Got them both right here. He also uses like a lot of cheese. We're gonna make a lot of cheese right now. That is 16 ounces. We put 4 ounces of mozzarella in that bag. There we go, 4 ounces. Just gonna take most of this bag out, put it in here, give it a quick mix, spill a bunch of it on the cutting board, and then just put it back in the bag. Cheese blend has been made with only a large amount of spillage. For the beans and cheese, we need some beans, which he just uses canned British beans. I'm using the Heinz and tomato sauce, the classic British beans, fresh from the can, just like Mum used to make. Remember to mix the beans as they warm, but they're already done once they're bubbling. Once you're good, cut them off. And for the tuna mayo, let's open up a can of tuna, get the tuna water out of there, grab a nice dollop of mayo. Okay, mix this up. This is it, by the way. It's only 2 ingredients to tuna mayo. If I was making this, I would definitely be seasoning this. Honestly, I might still just season this. Don't tell the Spudman. It's also like very mayo heavy. That's probably not even enough mayo. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so I'm gonna ruin Spudman's tuna here by putting in salt, garlic powder, onion powder, minced onion, and black pepper. We need the chicken curry. Now, he's using chicken curry out of a can, which we don't have in the US. It's not an option here. But what we do have is golden curry, which is basically what he's using with just processed chicken. So I have fully cooked chicken right there. Trying to make this accurate, not necessarily better. So the box says I need 2¼ cups of water. You know, I would use only half a box, but it's 5 segments. It's just like a real annoying measurement. Make sure to stir up your curry sauce. It should thicken up on its own just as it boils, but just make sure it doesn't boil over. You got it going too hard like I do right now, it might. Checking back on the curry sauce. It's starting to break up, starting to thicken up, but it's gonna need more time. Bring it down to a lower simmer so it can just simmer. I feel like this was too much water. I don't really believe the box. Also, why are there so many chunks in here? What'd I do wrong? If you can't tell, I've never made this before. I feel like this is still too runny. Just gonna take this, dump it straight in here. These chicken pieces are probably a bit too big. Let's check on these potatoes. You know, I'm surprised they didn't explode, because now that I realize it, I did not poke holes in them, which I know you're supposed to do. I'm gonna leave them in a little longer. Maybe I'll get lucky and they'll blow up. All right, for accuracy again, we're getting the scale out. I saw in one of his videos that he uses 132 grams of cheese per potato, which is a lot of cheese. I think it's like 4 ounces or so. It's that much cheese on 1 potato. These are not healthy things. Also, in case you're concerned for my well-being, I'm not eating all 3 of these tonight. I'm just filming it. I'm gonna put them in the fridge. I'll take a bite of each for the video, obviously, and then put them away. All right, these potatoes gotta be done. It's been almost an hour. I want them in the sink. I don't like that I see things on the outside. It leads me to believe that they might have exploded. Here, that's just dried salt. Let's fork test them. They go a little longer. Damn, they're hot. I'm gonna leave them in for like 15 more minutes, and I'll see you guys then. Okay, people, you might be looking at this train wreck over here and think, what happened? Well, boom, beautiful, presentable potatoes. That's what happened. I made them, but I didn't like make them. I guess I'm just gonna ruin this. I made them like just for presentation purposes. There's gonna be a little cheese. They're gonna look a little sloppy now that I'm actually gonna make them for you guys on camera. But like, that's fine, because we're just eating. Instagram already ate now. Well, not Instagram. Thumbnail already ate, I guess. You know what I mean. God, this is burning my hand. Holy shit. There's gotta be a better way of doing that. Making such a mess today. Get all the beans back out of there. Scoop all the curry out of there. I'll still use them for their appropriate potato. But if you watch Spudman, you know he says you gotta cover it up for a little bit, and you gotta make them a certain way, right? There's gotta be a lot of butter. So I'm gonna make these jacket potatoes, and I'm gonna put them in these cups, put a lid on them so they can sit and melt. So he always does that, but he also cuts them down the middle, and he kind of sets them in here into a container. And almost like a nice, God, I don't know how he does this without burning the shit out of his hands. A nice circular shape. Then puts on some butter. The cheese, which remember, this is one portion of cheese. And then for this one, the chicken curry. You can't even see my potatoes anymore. They've been buried. Slam a lid on it so it gets nice and melty. That's one potato down. Potato number 2. Get the butter on there so it starts melting. Another just monstrous portion of cheese. And some beans, honestly. Whole can. Why not? Slam a lid on it so it gets nice and melty. And finally, the tuna one. Butter in there. 132 grams of cheese. Tuna mayo. Absurd potatoes. Lid on it. Bring it over there. These might be some of the most unhealthy things that I've made on this channel. And earlier this week, I was frying up peanut butter. So let's start with the curry chicken potato. Really gotta dig down there to grab some potato out. Through the cheese. Through the curry sauce. My God, it's delicious. Should have cut up this chicken, definitely. Grab just a piece with a little bit of chicken, some potatoes, some cheese. Wow, it goes so well together. Oh my God. All right, the beans. The beans and cheddar. Beans and cheese. I don't know if you've had British beans before. They're not like American baked beans. They're different. More tomatoey. It's good. Not as good as that. It's good. I like it. But now for the real strange one. Tuna mayo, potato. Make sure I get some nice tuna. You know what? That is surprisingly delicious. Wow, I like all these. All these are great. They all weigh, this weighs like 2 pounds. They all weigh an insane amount. It's a lot of food either way that you look at it. Overall, favorite, second, last place. 100%, that's the order right there. If you're a degenerate, make it. Maybe use less cheese, or don't. I'm not your dad, you know? It's not my job to tell you what to do, but that's good. That one's dinner. These two are going in the fridge. See you guys next time.